Welcome to Spartan Sports Beat, bringing you all the latest in the world of St. Thomas Aquinas College athletics. In today's edition, we're going to focus on the STAC women's cross-country team, and our first guest today is Nicole Ballou, the head coach of the STAC women's cross-country team. Steve Bolson here, bringing you our latest edition of Spartan Sports Beat. Nicole, thanks for joining us, and we'll get right to it. Talk about your team's program this year. I know we've spoken in the past, but the team has had a very promising season this year and a lot of hope for the future.
Well, thanks for having me, Steve. We're very excited about the team this year. We started out the season knowing that we were going to be a little bit young, a lot of talent in our team as a whole, but I wasn't sure what to expect from our freshmen. They've stepped up right from the start. We've had a very deep team, and each race we've had someone different really run well, and it's led to us having a pretty strong season. Now,
you've seen that not just in terms of lower times, but you've also seen it as the team has moved its way up in the regional rankings. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, I have. We started out the season, we jumped into the rankings at number 10. We went on to win the Highlander Invitational, and then the CTC Championship, which brought us to 6th, and then all the way to 3rd, where we've been for the last 5 weeks.
And number 3 is significant with the NCAA regional as well, that is also at this time upcoming.
Yes, with the NCAA regional coming, the top 3 teams will qualify to advance to nationals. The way that it works, though, is although we are the number 3 on paper, when it comes down to it, it's the top 3 teams finishing on that day. But I really think we've put ourselves in a good position and gained a lot of respect within the conference and the region.
Well, you've certainly gained a lot of respect in the most recent East Coast Conference cross-country championships. Second place finish to a school that actually wasn't even eligible last year in Roberts Wesleyan. What was your feeling on that finish?
I'm very happy with that finish. Roberts Wesleyan has a great team. They're ranked number 22 in the country this year, but I think that we really stepped up. We ran in the front pack, and we ran a very smart race against them. I think they bring a lot to our conference because they just make us a stronger conference overall and give us a little bit of national attention. And it also gives our girls something to really shoot for.
And as you look right now at where the team is, you have to feel you're pretty well set up for a real strong setup in the future.
Definitely. In the ECC Championship, we had 4 finishers finish in all conference, which is big for us. It's the first time we've had 4, 1 first team and 3 second team. And all of them will be returning next year, 2 being freshmen, a sophomore, and a junior. Within our 5th spot, we've had 5 different people finish in that 5th spot, which really shows that we can compete, and we just really have a lot going for us.
And one of the bright spots on many levels of this team this season has been the performance of Katie O'Grady. And talk a little bit about what she's been worth to the team, and what does she mean to you as a coach?
Katie O'Grady is a sophomore. We knew that she was talented in high school through all of her performances there, and when she came in as a freshman, she struggled a little bit. But she came to me and told me early on, "Coach, this isn't me. I'm going to be better than this," and she definitely meant it. She stepped up in our first workout of the season this year. You could tell the work that she put in over the summer. And she really has led our team to all of their success. She's been great. She was first team all conference. And we're really excited about what she's going to do in the regional race.
We're going to get to find out a little bit more about what Katie has done and what she plans on doing in the future, because she's going to be our next guest on Spartan Sports Beat. Want to thank first Coach Nicole Ballou for joining us, and wish you the best of luck in the weeks and in the seasons to come.
Thank you, Steve.
We're going to step aside, take a very brief break, and then we're going to have Katie O'Grady coming in. You're watching Spartan Sports Beat. And welcome back to Spartan Sports Beat. In this edition, we're focused on the St. Thomas Aquinas College women's cross-country team. And right now, we're joined by the standout sophomore on this year's squad, Katie O'Grady. Katie, thank you so much for coming by. And we're going to get right to it now. And you've had an outstanding year. Now, Coach Ballou mentioned the fact that freshman year was a little bit tough for you. How did that year pan out for you in terms of your performance and your expectations?
Well, that year I was just trying to make myself up to the top 7. It didn't work out as I had planned, but I tried my best. I tried to think that maybe was sick from my senior year, so I was hoping just to maybe get better and to see how the year went on.
Well, and that has evolved a lot. We're going to talk about that as well, into where you've been this year. Now, you've had an illness, cystic fibrosis. This is something that you've participated and competed through. What has that challenge been like for you, just in general, for starters?
It's very challenging. I try to stay as confident as possible, looking at different videos of other runners who have different diseases, and it's been tough. There's up and down. It starts to mentally wear on you after a while, but I try to just remember my old accomplishments, every good race I've had, and it seems to work. And as the season looked up, yeah, I'm really confident.
And for the uninitiated, cystic fibrosis has a big bearing on the lungs, lung capacity, and that's got to be especially difficult for a distance runner. Talk a little bit about some of the specific things that you need to do to compensate for that difficulty. I
have multiple medication. I take an hour a day, well, 2 hours a day, but an hour for each segment. I do a vest, which is like, it looks like a vest, and it shakes up my mucus in my lungs. And then I do different nebulizer treatments, and that's like a mist that goes into my lungs, and either it takes care of any cystic fibrosis infection, which is the different bacteria that it needs to be killed, or loosening up the mucus. And then there's another kind that loosens up the mucus at that moment so I can cough up as much as possible.
And this is a lot. Of course, any athlete, especially one at the scholarship athlete at the Division II level, has challenges and tremendous responsibilities. But this is an even bigger commitment on your part. Was there ever a time that you questioned yourself to say, you know what, maybe I just don't want to go through this?
Yes, that was like my senior year. I ended up, it was a washout of a season, the whole year itself. I stayed with it because I knew just my health needs to try to stay as healthy as possible. At the end of my spring season for track, I ended up getting pneumonia, had to go on IV antibiotics, and that was tolling, and I lost so much weight. I really didn't think I was ever going to get back. That's why coming into freshman year, I just wanted to be in the top 7 or just do better. I kind of started thinking that maybe this is going to be the new me, just try to make it through and see what happens.
And you speak about the situation and your condition so freely and comfortably. Do you see yourself or understand that you are the kind of person who can stand as a real example for others who are in this kind of situation?
Yes, I try to get out there in the public, show people that I can really do stuff. Actually, my senior year during winter track, I did an interview with the Boomer Esiason Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and that was a real experience, and I hope other CF people can learn from that.
Yeah, and anyone who's afflicted by anything that they can work their way around or still participate through. Now, you personally had a big jump athletically from your freshman year to your sophomore year. What went into that? Was it training? Was it mental? Was it physical? Coach Ballou spoke about the big jump that you had from one year to the next. What do you think was the big difference for you coming into your sophomore season?
I'm not really sure, but what I'm thinking is my lungs were so healthy for such a long period of time after I got the IV antibiotics that it was just physically I got better, not that like mentally I did. But I trained very hard over the summer. My plan, instead of top 7, was top 3, and I've definitely accomplished that being first on the team. That's not anything that I expected at all.
And now, as a biology major here at St. Thomas Aquinas College, you still have a long road to go in front of you. What are your thoughts? What are your goals right now, athletically and academically, as you reach the midway point of your collegiate career?
For academics, I want to get very high grades and then go into the physical therapy program somewhere, just like my mom was. And athletically, I just want to stay as healthy as possible. That's my goal all the time. And do as many big things as I can with the lungs I have at this moment.
Well, Katie, certainly I think I could speak for your coaches and anyone who's had the chance to work with you in saying that you were an unqualified success at this point, and wishing you nothing but more of the same as you go forward, both as an athlete and as a student. Katie, thanks for coming by today. Katie O'Grady of the St. Thomas Aquinas College women's cross-country team. And that's going to wrap up this edition of Spartan Sports Beat. I want to thank you all for joining us again. I want to remind you that Spartan Sports Beat is a production of JHP Productions. I want to thank our technical director, Brad Sarno, and thank all of you for tuning in and watching. I'm Steve Balson. Until next time, saying thanks again and so long from Spark Hill.